My name is James Shigeo Shimabuku. That's spelled S-H-I-G-E-O, Shimabuku. Born in Honolulu, Hawaii, 1928.
The birthday?
June 8, 1928.
And so you went through the school in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Tell me about the schools you went through.
Oh, I went to 6 years in Royal School, which is right in the heart of Honolulu. And then I went to intermediate school, which is Central School. Then I went to McKinley High School. Graduated in 1946.
So what did you do after the high school graduation?
Oh, I worked in Hickam Field, which is an Air Force base.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked there as a truck driver and jeep driver, things like that.
As a soldier or just
No,
civilian? Okay.
I joined, I thought, oh heck, let's join the service. So there was two Filipinos and myself. And when I said, let's go join, you know. And they were in before in World War II. So okay, we went. And they took my record and they said, we don't want you. I said, what do you mean?
Uh-huh.
And they said, you got a police record. I said, oh yeah, I do. So they said, you got to get off of it. So I went downtown and talked to the judge and everything else, got a clearance, and they told me, well, you got 3 months on our probation now, you know, the draftee.
Mm-hmm.
But him and I were arguing, then the lieutenant officer says, what's all that noise? I said, I'm trying to get into service, and he's telling me I can't.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in.
Finally you got in?
Yeah.
To the Army?
Army, yeah.
Uh-huh. Your forefathers from Okinawa?
That's right, my father and my mother.
Mm-hmm.
But my father came there when he was a teenager with his father, so he could speak English, he could speak Filipino, he could speak a lot of dialect because he was there early.
So you wanted to join the Army, right?
That's right.
Right. Why?
Well, there was two other guys that were with me, and I said, let's go join, get out of here. There's rat holes here. Now, I couldn't stand the island, it's so small, you know.
So you want to get out of Hawaii?
Yeah.
So where did you get the basic military training?
Schofield Barracks.
Where, in Hawaii?
Yeah, in Hawaii. That's out in Wahiawa area.
And what was your specialty?
Oh, we just took basic training, everything.
But after you get out of boot camp, what did you do?
Well, they shipped us to, we all signed up, the whole regiment signed up for Japan, and we all went to Japan.
Mm-hmm. When was it?
1949, I guess.
So tell me about what did you do in Japan, where you were, what was your duty, and tell me about your life in Japan, so everything.
Oh, well, in Japan, I was stationed with the 35th Regiment, 25th Division, and we were stationed in Otsu, Japan. And I was there as a jeep driver, and I used to drive the officers around. Then it was real nice, and then I was doing checkpoint too, watching the vehicle coming in and out of the posts, you know, letting them come in and out. But then the Korean War started, and most of the men in the infantry, the companies, were all in Yokohama, and I was still in Otsu. When the war broke out, they all came back, and they didn't even unpack, and we went from there to Kyushu, and from Kyushu we jumped into Korea, Busan.
Do you remember when you left for Korea from Kyushu?
Oh, it was only 2 weeks after the Korean War started. Regiment was a 24 regiment, and they were almost wiped out, and we were the 25th, and we had to come in, and most of them were almost wiped out.
So what did they tell you about the Korean War when you were about to leave for Korea? What do they say about the Korean War?
Oh, we didn't know too much about it. And when we got on Kyushu on the bus, no, on the boat, the Korean people, some of the Korean people, they waved at us, and I waved back, and we were in Japan, so I got all the yen and throw it out, and they all run for the yen, you know, because you couldn't use the yen. Then we went in Korea, and we had the won, different type of money.
So when you arrived in Busan, what did you see?
Oh, almost nothing, because we were right on smack on the island, you know, and we didn't have much room to move.
Tell me about the battle you participated in Busan as soon as you arrived there. How was it? How was the situation there?
Well, it was bad because once we got on land, we started moving little protection of Suwon, you know, because they were all coming in already, the Korean.
You went up to Suwon?
Yeah, we went up to Suwon, but we were down in Busan. When we came in Busan, that's a port. And then from there, we went all the way up to Suwon, and we went up to the, we actually went up to the Yellow River on the other side of China. And then they came with the Chinese, and we went all the way back really fast.
Yeah.
Took us a long time to get up there in the Yellow River, but once the Chinese came in, we had to hurry back because there was thousands of them. And the Chinese people, they had no choice against the service, because the ones in the front carried a weapon, and if they died, the ones in the back pick up the rifle, keep coming. They had many, many men. The Korean didn't have that many men.
You are ethnically Okinawan, but you are American citizen.
That's right.
But we are all Asians, right?
Yeah.
And you were fighting against North Koreans and Chinese.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that? Did you have any thought about it?
No, we got along with them, but we like the Koreans, we call them, in the islands, we call them yobo.
Yobo.
You know, and the Chinese, we call them pakes, and the Japanese, you call them Buddha head. But we all mix. The Filipinos, we call them buk-buk. But we all mix race. In Hawaii, it's all mixed.
So you are not white Americans. You are Asian and fighting as an American soldier there.
Yeah, that's right.
And fighting against the same ethnic group, Asians.
That's right.
Wasn't it kind of, I thought it would be strange.
Yeah, but the way we look at it, the ones that we were there is, we were island, but we were island people, island Orientals. Even some of the Korean people that was with me in Japan, they thought of themselves as island people, not that Korean people from Korea.
I see. Were there any dangerous moment that you might have lost your life?
I don't remember, because a couple of times shrapnels fell, and I said, oh hell, if it's going to hit, it's going to hit me, after a while, because you don't have enough time to sleep. And when you get a time to sleep, you try to sleep and said, oh man, forget it, man, they're bothering me. And a friend of mine, he was a Filipino kid, and he couldn't sleep either, and he was a machine gunner. And he was on the outpost, and I was with him. And he said, that son of a bitch, they won't let me sleep. And he crawled, early in the morning, he crawled on the ground, and he moved the bottles that were, sharp. And one of them started to moan, and he said, "Yes, you won't let me sleep," and he shot him. All crazy already. Yeah.
Were you afraid? Were you scared?
Not really, because you figure you're gonna live or you're gonna die.
My name is Dorothy Shimabuku.
Dorothy?
Shimabuku, yes. I'm married to James Shimabuku.
When?
We were married in Hollywood, California in 1959.
So after he returned from Korea, right?
Many, many years after.
And he told me that he had nightmare. How did you see those?
When I married James, I knew nothing about his war experiences. And the only thing that I recall after we were married was the fact that he was having nightmares, and he would scream and yell and throw punches at night. And it seemed to be prevalent during the night sleep time. But when we had the children, it sort of subsided. But his character was affected, and it affected the children because he was overly strict, very demanding, and commanding, and controlling as the head of a household. He wouldn't allow me to go to work, so I had to stay home and raise the children. We had 4 girls, and we all lived in Los Angeles, California for many, many years until 2009 when we moved to Nevada. And the reason we moved here was because I was having problems with his mental condition along with his medical condition. And my daughter, who is an RN, was living here in Nevada. And I said to her I needed help with her dad. So she says, well, you just have to move here because this is where he can get the best help. And true to today, he does have very good health. He has been seeing his veteran doctors here in Nevada, and the veteran hospital is brand new. They opened up the new Veterans Hospital in 2013.
You went back to Korea with him, right?
Yes, we went to revisit Korea because I thought it would be good for him, and it was like a cathartic healing. And he had only one nightmare one night when we were there. But when they took us around, and of course we got to see the places where he had been. We went to the DMZ zone and how it's got the fence and everything. And they have a building there, and you can look out, and they're still over there. But he didn't break down emotionally when he was there.
Good.
And he did feel that all of the good that came out of it afterwards was for the best. And it's still happening. I mean, the progress is tremendous for the economy of the country and for the people of the country. And for that in itself, it was worth all the bad things that went with the war.
He wants to go back, but I don't want to because now it's not how I remembered it. It's big city.
Uh-huh.
While I was there, all shacks and little buildings.
But don't you feel proud and grateful when you see that something very good came out of those devastation?
Yeah, when we went back, I remember a lot of the buildings were built up where they had nothing but shacks and stuff. But now it's a big city.
Just want to thank the Korean government for being so generous and for documenting all of this, because it should be remembered. It should go down in history and never forgotten. Just as an example of what mankind can do to mankind. In other words, in order to maintain freedom for mankind, we must fight for it. It is not free.
You are the wife of Korean War veteran. Yes, please talk to your granddaughter, because otherwise, not many people will remember his sacrifice unless your granddaughter talks about it and keep it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.